Yeah, no, the last reel is a film. We chose the last reel is a film that is established on the golden era of Cambodian cinema. That is a gateway to get into deeply into the history of Cambodia, and the history that is not just about the recent history, which is the Khmer Rouge genocide history. It's the history that beyond that. Artists are very powerful. Artists represent a lot, and artists are the one that connected with the people. And the Khmer Rouge are very scared of artists because they're scared of the messages that the artists portray in any documentary or any films. So they targeting it's not because of just the jealousy or that because they are artists alone. There is a message there, which is the power that the artist carries through. And also the Khmer Rouge society didn't value the art. So anything to do with the movie that is not in that is happening, that was shoot, that happens during the golden era, it's seen that as it is the colony period, and they wanted to start their period as a fresh and pure, so they destroy everything, not just the movies, but even the Phnom Penh used to have a lot of what we call avenue, that trees on the street and all of that. They cut down the trees because it's for them it's seen to be part of the colony system. Yeah. Cambodian people today, especially the new generation, are not very appreciative of our own identity. We are almost feeling ashamed because of because of our recent history. And the last reel is a film that is confronting the past for the older generation. Is confronting the past in order to move on. Is to find forgiveness in your heart in order for yourself to move on. But for the new generation, today's generation and the generation of my age, we kind of losing our identity because we do not understand our history, because we are quite ignorant of our history. So these are two messages in the film, and so to find a way to open the door to the past, you have to find the area where it is a pride of Cambodian. And even though the gap between the new generation and the older generation is very wide, there is one sentimental that we share the same, is the golden era of Cambodian cinema, which is 1960s to 1970s and mid-1970s. So we shared the same sentimental of the film, the pride of our cinema back then, the pride of our music back then. The music from 1960s, 70s are still so popular in Cambodia. And a lot of other Cambodian films use the songs from that time as a theme in the movie. And so this is to connect the past and the present, to open the eyes for the new generation to understand the identity. You have to find the pride that the Cambodians are still very proud of. And for the older generation, if you just if you just make the film about the Khmer Rouge alone, it's very hard for a lot of Cambodian generation who went through the war to come and watch the film, because they are saying just about the Khmer Rouge. But if you find the pride, the golden era of Cambodian cinema, which they are very proud of still, as a way to build the film upon on, this is a gateway for the Cambodian older generation to come to watch as well. So actually finding the pride to build the film is on, which is the golden era of Cambodian cinema, is a gateway for the both generation to really come to watch the film and therefore connect it with one another. As a woman, you really have to fight to be heard, and even then there will always be questions. If there's a film about so let's say if the last reel is directed by a male director, that probably will have a different energy. Maybe the energy is even bigger in Cambodia because it is it is directed by a male director. But one thing that is important to understand is that the last reel, because it is directed by a woman, it has women energy in it, in terms of how the story being told, you know. So it is more, or it is more gentle. It's not about judgmental. You know, as you watch the film, it's not about judgmental. The film portray what it is happening in the country, what has been happening in the country, what is still happening in the country, and that everyone in the story has different version, have their own version of the truth. The victim, the killer, the man, the tormentor, and the victim. Everyone has different versions of the truth. I think has it been directed by man, it's probably very different because it's more, you know,
Straightforward.
yeah, more ego, you know, more ego. Maybe make the fathers a dead man or something, the father character a dead man or something. So it's quite different, and the fact that this is directed by female and that it's quite accepted in Cambodia. I think it's you know, I think it's Cambodia is changing a bit in terms of mentality towards a female leader or characteristic. Yeah, but it still is quite difficult to get there. Yeah. It is easier to be heard in outside Cambodia, to be honest. I did fight quite a lot, especially with the male characters. You know, in the reading room, I remember we were talking whether to make a father's character a bad man hitting his wife, and you know, all of that, and I just wanted to portray him as a father figure. And yes, from your world, the interpretation about the father figure, it's different to our world, you know. In Cambodia, he is a perfect father because he protected his daughter from from going out with a gangster. He's protected his daughter from bad group, and arranged marriage for his daughter because he believed that the arranged marriage to the right man gives the bright future to his daughter, even though it's not necessarily what the daughter wants. So, and then on top of that, he is, you know, he is a general, he's the head of the family, he's a strong man, but he has his weakness too, and I never wanted to portray him to be a bad man or anything. It's just the way a Cambodian father is, and it is up to individual interpretation whether you judge him as a bad father or you judge him as a good father. So she doesn't know much in the film, you know, she doesn't know much, and it's very much happening outside in Cambodia, because the textbooks that is available nowadays is also quite intellectual, you know, and it's not accessible in the school. You have to go to the library, or you have to go to if we don't have a lot of libraries, you have to go to the libraries, or you have to really want to know, to dig out for it. There are textbooks, but you really have to dig out for it. But like I said, you know, the new generation today, they are more busy with iPad and iPhone and all of that. So the history becomes not important. What's happening today is much more important. Dye their hair red, make themselves look like a movie star from other countries. You know, all of this is more important. And so the ones that are very interested in the history are quite small percentage. You know, and those are the ones that digging out for the book, going to find YouTube and all of that. And don't forget that we don't have great education in Cambodia. You know, we have secondary school and primary school, secondary school and high school and university in the main capital, Phnom Penh. But then when you go and Phnom Penh, Siem Reap and Battambang, but when you go remote provinces, then there is only high school. There are only high school in the provincial capital. In the district, there are only secondary school. And those villagers that go to secondary school, they finish their education at that end of secondary school, because to come to, it's quite a long way. They don't have means of transport to come into the main provincial capital to further their education, unless they have their family, extended family, like uncle and aunties. So there's a big gap between the city people and the country people, because there is no good education system. There is no strong education system. Yeah.